Perfect. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to come. I started to panic a little bit.
I know I kind of saw that, and I wasn't going to able to make it, but like I saw that like nobody replied, so I was like,
Oh,
I should join. Yeah,
thank you so much because I'm ready for it and I didn't I mean I could have postponed it, but of course when you're ready, you just want to do it.
I get it. Get it done.
Yes, exactly. Like I've got this one and one more and we're getting there. So I really appreciate that. That's amazing.
I love it.
All right. It's 6 o'clock. I doubt anyone's going to be coming, so it's just you and me.
I mean, do you
Have
want to
you
wait like 5 minutes?
uh maybe we'll wait another minute. We'll just see. See if anyone pops in.
Yeah,
I
check
haven't
the.
heard much from the new students, so it'd be nice if they popped in too, but maybe next one.
Yeah, this is your first one.
No, this is my second one.
Oh, so you're done.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
getting there. I'm getting
oh
there. I've
my
got
God.
the last assignment, assignment 5 to do, and then yeah, this one has been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. So,
Yeah, it's been super helpful, but like I totally misunderstood the timeline like altogether, and I thought
oh,
there was only one video, not two.
oh no. Well, the good thing is I found once I did my first one, my second one came pretty easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're doing yours on Wednesday, correct?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Good. I think I am coming to that one. I've got it in my calendar.
Nice. But I got one person down for sure, so
Awesome.
hopefully, yeah.
Oh, and Connie.
Okay, see?
Yay! Hi, Connie.
Hi, Connie.
She's still trying to connect with her audio.
Sorry.
That's
Hello.
okay. Hi. Thanks for coming. I was just telling Sue here I was not sure if anyone was coming to mine or not. Nobody had responded.
I was a little late. Sorry. Had
Oh,
company.
that's okay. That's okay. It's 6:02, so I we'll just get started and if anyone pops in, I'll just let them in the waiting room as we're going. So let me share my screen with you. Share. And can you see my screen? Perfect. I'm just gonna hide the thumbnail video here so you can see the full screen. We'll put it down there. All right, so Kisi Kukit, that means good day in Tanaha. And I wanted to start off by acknowledging that I live and work in Cranbrook, BC, on the homelands of the Tanaha and Kinbasket nations. And it is a privilege for me to learn, share, and practice on this traditional territory. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity. So I've got a map there of the Tanaha land, and some of the beautiful scenery that I'm really lucky to embrace in Cranbrook. It's going to go to the next one. All right, so today I'm going to be presenting to you the game-based media learning platform known as Kahoot. I'm going to start by talking about what game-based learning is, followed by learning what a Kahoot is, how to create one, how it's beneficial to both students and teachers, and how to play one. And so we will be playing one at the end. It's really short. It's not difficult questions by any means. So you will need a cell phone at the end of the presentation. I'm just wondering, has anyone used Kahoot before, either like played or created one?
I played with my yeah, when I sub for another teacher, she set it up, so I played with along with the students, yeah.
Okay, and how did you like it?
It's really cool. It's like so easy and very easy design.
Yeah, so I have used Kahoot for the last couple of years, and I never really did any like research into it. And now that I did research to put this together, I'm realizing how many more things it can actually do to help instructors. So I got really excited about that. Awesome. Connie, have you ever used anything else like a game-based learning app for teaching?
Oh, what's it called? In pharmacology, I Picmonic.
What is that called?
Picmonic.
Picmonic.
Picmonic, yes.
Okay, and you said you use that for pharmacology?
Yeah, it would be really good for your A&P.
Okay, well, I actually teach a dental office emergencies course,
Okay.
and there's a part of pharmacology in there, so I'm gonna look that up and see how
Yep.
that goes. Great, thank you very much. Oh, let's move that back down. All right, so has anyone played like a really good game of cards or a really good board game? And of course, when we're playing games, we all want to win. I mean, we're playing to have a good time as well, but in the back of our minds, we're all trying to win the game. Sometimes we don't know the game very well, and so it's unfamiliar to us. But as we go along, we start to pick up different strategies and we learn better gameplay, or maybe the next time or before the next time that we play, we do a little bit of research so that we're better the next time that we play. And so this is what kind of game-based learning is based off of. It's based off of a little competition, which all of us have a little bit of a competitive side to us in varying degrees, of course. I am one of those people who really, really love to win, and I'll try whatever I can to make that happen. Not so competitive that I'll be like flipping the Monopoly board off the table by any means, but so when Kahoot was first introduced to me, I was like, this is my jam. I'm going to be winning these. So it was really, really fun for me. Research actually shows that competition can drive attention, increase participation and learning. With a challenge in mind, students might put in double the work and retain double the information in order to obtain the upper hand. I think this is like a really cool and different way to encourage students to get engaged in their learning and to also have fun while doing it. So, what is game-based learning? Game-based learning utilizes certain gaming principles and applies them to real-life settings to engage learners. It uses motivational psychology that allows learners to engage with educational materials in a fun, playful, and dynamic manner. When games are designed with learning in mind, these games can increase student motivation, engagement, and learning. So, what is a Kahoot? These are called learning games or Kahoots. So these are user-generated quizzes that can be accessed via a web browser or the Kahoot app on your phone. Kahoots can be used to review content, pre-assess knowledge prior to starting a class, assess how students may be feeling about a topic, or to just take a break from the traditional classroom lecture and replace it with something a little bit more engaging. Mine does not want to proceed to the next slide for me. Here we go. Kahoots can come in a couple of different forms. You can create quizzes that include multiple choice, true and false. You can use images as answers and as part of the question. You can create a poll for your students. For example, do you understand blood supply to the teeth? You can use the answers either yes or no. You can create puzzles where the students must place the answers in the correct order, or you can design a more complex quiz where the students must type in a short answer. So this was a big realization to me, which I'm really also glad that I did this, is that there's some on the bottom here. So the poll, the puzzle, the type answers, you actually need a pro or premium subscription. So the pro subscription is $3 per month, and then the premium is $6 a month. Up until now, I've managed to make my Kahoots work with just the free basic subscription. And I get really awesome results. My students love it. They really enjoy playing them. They want them after like the end of every single class. But I just found out that they made this change. So the free subscription, it only allows 20 players to play at a time. And with this year, we actually have 25 students in our class. So I'm going to have to make that upgrade. So it was actually really good timing that I did the research on the Kahoot. So I've got that done prior to my quizzes in the class. So how is it played? Kahoot can be played on any device that has the internet. Players can play any shared Kahoot. All they need is a PIN number to begin the game. Kahoots can be played either live in a classroom or virtually with the students, or the students can play them on their own study time. If they are playing them on their own study time, however, they do need access to 2 devices. They'll need one device to show the questions, and then they'll need one device to punch in their answers. There's 2 different types of game modes. There are the classic mode, which is played individually, and then there's the team mode, and that can be played within a group of students. So it really depends on how you want to evaluate or engage your students. Either mode is really great. You can assess the individuals, or you can get your students working together as a team. So I do just have a short video here just showing how easy it is to create a Kahoot. While watching the video, I just want you to think of ways that this could be useful in your line of work and maybe what question type intrigues you. I need to make sure that my sound will play for you. 1 second. Share sound. All right, here we go. Here's my home page of my Kahoot login. Up in the top right, you see the option here to create. We're going to select that and we're going to create a Kahoot. The courses down here is when you have a bunch of Kahoots and you can actually place them into certain courses. So say I'm doing something on dental office emergencies. I have 3 Kahoots that fall under that course. I can lump them all together into that course rather than being just all separate in my library. So here we're going to select Kahoot. And we get to start creating. So on the right-hand side, there's different themes that you can add. Personally, I don't like to add a lot of themes because I find it kind of takes away from the questions and the answers. So I'd like to keep it simple with the standard. With the professional ones and the festive ones down here, if they have that little star on them, you do have to upgrade to the pro or the premium. So if that is something that interests you, then you have to just pay that $3 or $6. The dark mode is really nice because that does make it a little bit easier on the eyes to see. But we are going to stick with the standard because I have not upgraded. So all we have to do is type in that top box there or click in the top box and start typing our questions. So I'm going to keep these questions really, really simple. And I'm going to add in an image. So you can add in different things on the left-hand side. I'm going to upload my own image. And then we're going to add in our answers or our incorrect answers. So the little circles on the side here is where you're going to select the correct answer and it will highlight in green. On the right-hand side, you can set a time limit. So depending on the complexity of the question, you can add up to 4 minutes. The students will have 4 minutes to answer the question. Or if it's really easy and you want your students to be lightning quick, you can drop it down to 5 seconds. Personally, I like the 30 seconds, depending on, again, the complexity of the question. If you don't want to stress your students out, there is an option once you upgrade to completely remove the time limit also. So we're going to leave that on 30 seconds. Points here, you can leave it on standard points, double the points. So say it's a really, really tough question or it's a bonus question, you can add double the points for the students. Or if you don't want there to be any points at all, you can select no points. But we are going to stick with standard here. You can also change it to multi-select so they can select multiple answers before submitting. I don't really like that option, especially for this question. There's only one correct answer here, so we're going to keep it on single select. Question type you can change also before you have put your question in. So this one I wanted to be multiple choice, so that means that's a quiz type. You can change it to true or false. So is this a dog? True or false? All of the rest of them here with the little turquoise star in the corner, those you have to upgrade to the pro or the premium, which unfortunately I don't have. But once I move on to the next side here, I will kind of show you a little bit of what those look like. So we'll leave it on quiz. And over on the left-hand side, we select add question. Again, this gives us our type of question that we want. So if you want to do the type answer here, you can select that, and the players have to type a short, correct answer. Now, again, like I said, some students may not know how to spell certain things, so you do have to add in other options for them with misspellings. Sliders let the players guess the number on a sliding scale. The players here for the puzzle have to place the answers in the correct order. Here we have quiz plus audio, where you can write a question to be read aloud. The poll I really like, so this gets players to choose from up to 6 opinions. I think this is really good to get feedback on certain things. So the question could be, how well did you understand the topic of today's discussion? And it could say, I don't understand it at all. I'm doing okay. I think I understand it a little bit, or I 100% understand it. So it's really good for feedback from your students right at the end of your class. You can have open-ended questions. You can do brainstorming. So there's a lot of really cool options that you have here. But for our next one, we're going to do a true and false. Again, we just type it up here. Sky is green. We know that is false. It is blue. We're not going to add a picture here because, again, it's a very simple question. I'm going to change it again to 30 seconds. And I'm going to add one more question. It's going to be a quiz question. And the question is, Tokyo is the capital of what country? We add in our answers. Now you have to do a minimum of 2 answers. Answers 3 and 4 are optional. So we've got Cambodia, China, Japan, and Brazil. And we select our correct answer. And we're going to change this. I'm going to change this to 1 minute, maybe a little bit more of a difficult question. And the points, I'm going to do double the points. All right. And that is how you create a Kahoot. All you have to do in the top right here is select save. Every Kahoot needs a title. I'm just going to select or type in test for this one. And you can also give a description of what your players are going to see in this Kahoot. You can select continue. It is now done and ready to go. This is now placed in your library. You can test the Kahoot. You can play it now, or you can share it with others. You can either go back to edit a little bit more, or you can select done, which is what I'm going to do. And now I'm in my library and I have my test Kahoot all ready to go. All right. Are there any question types that intrigued anyone that you'd find useful?
I like true and false because it's like the easiest to make also.
Yeah. It's either right or wrong.
50-50 hands, I like it.
Yeah, I think the students do too. What about you, Connie?
Yeah, the students use these for studying prior to major exams. They'll get together and make these Kahoots and then just use them as a study tool.
That's great that they make them. So our students haven't made them themselves, that I know of anyway, but we usually share them with our students so that they can utilize them to study with.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of cheating sometimes when they're just studying off all of our stuff, but maybe this year they'll start making their own. Great, thank you. So now that we've made a Kahoot, I want to show you guys how to play one so that you are ready to play one at the end. Here's our new Kahoot in the library, and here it is. We called it test, so we're going to select that one. All right, here are our questions, and I want to show you a preview of what this looks like. So we're selecting preview. And we have 2 screens. So the one on the left is our phone. So your game players will need their phone in order to enter the pin. On the right-hand side on this bigger screen is what you will be presenting to your players. So in this screen, then it's just showing both, so I can show you how the game actually works. We're going to select classic mode, so that's individuals, and then it's going to create a pin. On the left-hand side, on the phone is where we're going to enter the pin, 211336. There's also a QR code that can be scanned as well. We select enter, and then it's going to ask us to type in a nickname. I'm just going to put my real name. Some students don't like to put their real names because they want to remain anonymous, and that's entirely fine, as long as they're not putting in, any words that they shouldn't be. But there is an actual generator that you can use, a nickname generator that you can use that the students can pick from. I've also had students who put in emojis as their names, which is fine too. If they don't want their name to be seen on anything, then that is okay. And now we select start. So on our phone here, we're going to have 4 different colors that pop up that correlate to the answers. So what is pictured here? Dog. So the dog here is blue. So on our mobile device, we're going to select the blue option. So it correlates with the answer that you're going to be giving. If there were more people playing, it would show us who answered what, or how many people answered what answer. So if there was 5 of us playing and everyone selected dog, then instead of 1, it would say 5. And the check mark says that that is the correct one. If there was 6 people playing and somebody selected cat, then it would show up on this red one. Instead of 0, it would say 1. On the left here on the phone, which our players would be playing on, it will also tell them if it's correct or incorrect. It tells them their answer streak, so how many they've gotten correct in a row. And it also tells them how many points they have. So the points are given based on how fast you can answer the question. So the faster you can answer, the more points you're going to get. So then as the instructor on your screen, you'll select next, and it'll go to the next question. Well, first of all, it'll show you the scoreboard. So again, if there were more people playing, it usually shows up to 5. So the top 5 players, and then it won't show anything else below that, which I think is great. All right, so I'm going to move on from that video because I think we kind of get at the understanding of how those games are played. So I think it's really cool that it just goes with the colors or the shapes, and then the students can answer with that. After a Kahoot has been played, a report is generated after every single one. So up here, it shows you how many people got it correct, or it gives you a group score or an average. It'll tell you how many people have played the Kahoot, how many questions there are, the time it took to play it, which I think is really awesome. When you're at the end of your class and you have some time left, you can decide whether or not you've got time for your Kahoot or if you're going to save it for the next class. Below here is the difficult questions. So this is one that I use for dental office emergencies. I really like that they give you the difficult questions. So the majority of the students got these questions incorrect. So this tells you that maybe they didn't understand the question, maybe you need to reword the question, or you can utilize this as review for your next class. You can also create a new Kahoot based on just those difficult questions so they can practice a little bit more. I had 3 students on this one who needed help and didn't finish. So this was during COVID times where it was hard for some people to connect while they were at home, being on Microsoft Teams and Kahoot all at the same time. So they just all had issues either logging in or staying logged in, so they weren't able to finish. But I think that's kind of neat that it gives you that information. So the Kahoot movement is growing like crazy in schools across the world. More than 6 million teachers and 800 million students in over 200 countries utilize this platform. And it's available in 59 languages. I couldn't find any information on that. I actually had to scroll down and count all of the languages. The answers are also shown in both colors and shapes in case you have a player who's colorblind. Common screen readers are also compatible with reading the questions and the answers out loud for those who need it. So it really is accessible to everyone. Researchers around the world have studied the impact of using Kahoot on student learning outcomes. I found this research from Elsevier, the leading journal on computer-supported education. From this research, it was found that Kahoot has had a positive effect on learning performance, classroom dynamics, attitudes, and anxiety. They found that students are motivated through a desire to win, leading them to learn without even realizing it. Through other testing, it showed that 70% showed that Kahoot significantly raised students' final grades or test scores when compared to other teaching methods. Increased attendance, student participation, engagement, and motivation were also reported. So these are all really cool things to hear as an instructor. People are saying really great things about Kahoot. You may think that it looks a little juvenile at first, and maybe it's geared towards kindergarten to grade 12, but trust me, it's definitely not. When I first saw it too, I thought it looked a little, hokey and for the younger kids. But our students do reviews for us as instructors 3 times a year. And every single time I get a review back, I have at least 2 students that request more Kahoots because they just can't get enough of them, or they really like utilizing them for their studying purposes. As we know, students in higher education have a lot of pressure on them. They may have their own families at home that they're taking care of, or maybe they're working a part-time job, or they're just trying to stay afloat with all of this extra workload of college or university. So by bringing fun back into learning, it can relieve some of that pressure and help students perform better. So I don't know about you, but I definitely remember things when I'm having fun rather than bored sitting in maybe my second long lecture of the day. So those are just my references that I used. And here is my Kahoot. Now I'm just going to check to see how much time we have, because we're at about a half an hour. So you both have kind of seen Kahoot before, correct?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Okay, sorry, I stopped sharing and now I see him. Okay, so just for timing reasons, we're not going to play it because you've seen it already. But does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns at all about Kahoot?
I'm super.
That was very good.
Thank you.
You explained it very well. I have personally never made a Kahoot. Only the students have made them. So now I feel I could make one right now.
Oh, they're so easy.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, they take a little bit of time sometimes when you're really trying to think of, the questions that you want to put on there, but they're really fun.
I could almost pull off a multiple choice exam or quiz and use those from prior years,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I find that oftentimes when I'm creating a quiz for them, I'll utilize their worksheets, but I'll change up the way the question is asked, or
Mhm.
I'll change up the answers and throw a few more in there, because I do find a lot of students, and I know I did this, memorize the questions and then they memorize the answer. It's not actually retaining that knowledge. So I try and switch up the wording and the questions and the answers, and it throws them off a little bit, but it makes them think a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more aware. Mhm.
Yeah.
No, that was great.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for coming. I was a little worried, so that's
You're welcome.
awesome.
Good
Mhm.
job. I love it. I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited to use it now.
I am so excited. Now I have to upgrade my subscription, but I'm so excited to have access to more quiz types. That's going to be good.
Okay,
Great.
thank you very much.
All right. Thank you both for coming. We'll see you at yours on Wednesday, correct, Sue?
Wednesday.
It's actually tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Okay. I will be
Yeah,
there tomorrow.
Because
Oh, yours is tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow at 5. But I got like one person, and it's cool if you can't make it.
Oh no, I can make it. I just didn't see it posted.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
We're all here supporting each other.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it will
See you
be
tomorrow.
easy. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.